The second topic, which is the administrative management theory, which was developed by Max Weber. Max Weber was a German professor of sociology, and he developed this theory. Side by side with scientific management studies, studying the person, task mix to increase efficiency, other researchers were focusing on administrative management. They studied how to create an organizational structure that leads to high efficiency and effectiveness. Organizational structure is the system of the task and authority relationships that control how employees use resources to achieve the organizational goals. Two of the most influential views regarding creation of efficient systems of organizational administration were developed in Europe by those two, Henry Fayol and Max Weber. So now Max Weber himself developed the theory of bureaucracy. Max Weber was born in 1864 and lived up to 1920, and wrote at the turn of the 20th century when Germany was undergoing its industrial revolution. To help Germany manage its growing industrial enterprise at a time when it was striving to become a world power, Weber developed the principles of bureaucracy, a formal system of organization and administration designed to ensure efficiency and effectiveness. A bureaucratic system of administration can be based or is based on 5 principles, which are summarized below. Principle 1. In bureaucracy, a manager's formal authority derives from the position he or she holds in an organization. Authority is the power to hold people accountable for their actions and to make decisions concerning the use of organizational resources. Authority gives managers the right to direct and control their subordinates' behavior to achieve organizational goals. In a bureaucratic system of administration, obedience is owed to a manager, not because of any personal qualities that he or she might possess, such as personality, wealth, or status, but because the manager occupies a position that is associated with a certain level of authority and responsibility. Principle 2. In a bureaucracy, people should occupy positions because of their performance, not because of their social standing or personal contacts. This principle was not always followed in Weber's time and is often ignored today. Some organizations and industries are still affected by social networks in which personal contacts and relations, not job-related skills, influence hiring and promotional decisions. Principle number 3. The extent of each position's formal authority and task responsibilities and its relationship to other positions in an organization should be clearly specified. When the task or tasks and authority associated with various positions in the organization are clearly specified, managers and workers know what is expected of them. Principle number 4. Authority should be exercised effectively in any organization, and positions should be arranged hierarchically so employees know whom to report to and who reports to them. Managers must create an organizational hierarchy of authority that makes it clear who reports to who and to whom managers and workers should go if conflicts or problems arise. This principle is especially important in armed forces and other organizations that deal with sensitive issues involving possible major repercussions. It is vital that managers at high levels of the hierarchy be able to hold subordinates accountable for their actions. The final principle, as I conclude this presentation, is managers, principle number 5. Managers must create a well-defined system of rules, standards, operating procedures, and norms so that they can effectively control behavior within an organization. Rules are formal written instructions that specify actions to be taken under different circumstances to achieve specific goals. For example, if A happens, do B. Standard operating procedures, for instance, under the COVID situation, are specific sets of written instructions about how to perform a certain aspect of a task. A rule might state that at the end of the workday, employees are to leave their machines in good order. So, as I conclude my presentation, I talked about the Gilbreths in my introduction, about the evolution of the management theory. We talked about the principles of management and referred to the Gilbreths, who were prominent followers of Taylor. Taylor's work had an enduring effect on the management of production systems. And Taylor was talking about managers in every organization, whether it produces goods or services, now carefully analyze the basic tasks that must be performed and try to devise the work systems that will allow organization to operate most efficiently. So the Gilbreths tried to kind of reorganize and polish Taylor's work. Then we also talked about the administrative management theory, and then focused on Weber's theory of bureaucracy and mentioned the 5 principles of bureaucracy, and that's the 5 principles of bureaucracy, about authority and power, about how people who occupy positions in power and the extent of the formal authority. We also talked about how the hierarchy of employees, whom employees should report to, and finally, managers should create well-defined systems of rules or standard operating procedures, because these ones can control behavior within the organization. Thank you very much for coming, and may God bless you.